Hey guys, welcome back. So we're past our 8-week mark for planting our peppers, but that's going to be fine. We're about a week or two behind that. So we're going to get our peppers in and our eggplant as well. We've got two different types. We've got our sweet and our spicy. We've got a whole variety of them. I'll show you all of those, about 16 different types, and we'll get those planted. But we're not going to be using seed trays like this, which we've used in the past. We're going to attempt the block method. We're going to be loading this up and loading our flat trays, I believe, are going to be 14 by 11 inches. We're going to put those on some heating mats, put them under some grow lamps, and get those started. So I've never used this method before, so I'm going to show you how we're going to get it done. We're going to get everything started, and we'll see how it turns out. Now you can see our setup. We've got our mixing tub, which I'll leave a link for that video where I talk about that. We've got our tray that we're going to be loading everything into with our blocks. We are going to be using a seed starting mix to get this going. I'm going to use the entire bag and then wet it down. Now that the soil is all wetted down, this is what we're going to use. This is the Ladbrooke Soil Blocker Maker. It's the Mini5. It's zinc plated steel and it's made in England. The block maker makes 5 1 and 3/8 inch soil blocks with the 5/8 inch pins for the seeds, which makes it easier to plant the seeds overall. And it's going to be a lot easier to transplant these directly into the soil because you're not going to have transplant shock from having to dig these out of a seed tray. I do have the 10 by 20 inch seed tray that I'm placing all this into, but it does cut back the necessity of having the individual cell seed trays. Now I do want to use the lid from the other seed trays on these, so I'm going to stop right about here because this will fit over nicely to create a greenhouse effect, so I won't have to use the seed trays. I can have a nice humid environment for all the seeds to germinate and start. So this is how we're going to get this done, and so that is going to end up being 45 seeds that are going to be started in this one tray. First up, we're going to be planting all of our spicy peppers. We have 9 different varieties that we're going to be planting 5 groupings of. That way, if anything happens, we don't have any develop, or if we end up having a bad crop of them, we have extras to fall back on. If we end up having everything come through, then I'll have peppers to give out to friends and family. So we're going to get these started and get these planted. I've already got the labels all drawn up. First up is the Big Jim chili pepper. Scoville units are about 2,500 to 3,000. It gets to be about 18 to 24 inches tall, maturing in about 75 to 80 days. Next up is our second hottest pepper. We're growing the ghost pepper at 1 million Scoville units. It produces a 2 to 3 inch pepper. The plant reaches about 18 to 24 inches and it matures in about 85 days. Next up is our Carolina Reaper. These seeds were actually gifted to us. I got a couple peppers from him and I saved the seeds. He grew this plant last year. Now this sucker reaches 1.4 million to 2.2 million Scoville units, making it the hottest pepper we're growing and one of the hottest peppers out in the world. It plant itself reaches 18 to 24 inches and it will mature in about 72 days. Next one is our jalapeno peppers. We picked this one up from a local farmer's market and saved the seeds. The peppers themselves are about 3 to 4 inches long. This hits at about 2,500 to 8,000 Scoville units, with the plant growing about 18 to 24 inches, maturing in 72 days. Next up, we got our long red cayenne pepper. It's been a few years since we've grown this. It's a 5,000, 25,000 Scoville unit. We do use this pretty regularly in our chilies. We dry them out and use them and grind them up for red pepper flakes. The plant is 18 to 24 inches and matures in 69 to 80 days. Somebody just woke up from a nap. You want to say hi? Say hi. You want to go play? Okay. Go play. Bye. Alright, we're going to give this one another shot. This is our poblano pepper. We didn't have any success with this last year, but let's give it a shot. We're at 1,000 to 2,000 Scoville units. The plant is 18 to 24 inches and matures in about 72 days. Next up are our Scotch bonnet peppers. We've got our red and our yellow. We picked these up from Ebert's last year, and they produce a ton of peppers. We use them in salsa, hot sauce, and even in our chili. They are 100,000 to 350,000 Scoville units. The plants get to be about 18 to 24 inches, and they mature in about 72 days. The last variety of our spices are going to be our spicy banana peppers. These are very low in their Scovilles, from 0 to 500 Scoville units. They get to be about 18 to 24 inches and mature in about 72 days, and we'll probably use these for some pickling. You can see our current setup for here. We've got our heating mats, and you can see based on what they prescribed for this for peppers, it needs to stay on a heating mat for 7 to 10 days while it germinates. And then we've got our grow lights. So we'll keep that there for the next 7 to 10 days, and then we're going to remove the heating pad and keep it right here until it starts to germinate. We'll keep this on for about a week or two until we start to see that the seedlings come up. Once they start to seem like they're getting bigger, probably about 2 to 3 weeks past germination, then we'll remove this and let them start breathing. Now that all the spicy peppers are done and planted, we are going to be moving on to our sweet peppers. We're going to be preparing the blocks the same way. First one we're starting with is a California Wonder Pepper. This plant gets to be 18 to 24 inches and matures in about 75 days. The next one is a variety blend of sweet peppers called the Carnival Blend. It gets to be 18 to 24 inches, matures in about 70 days, and we won't know which one we got until they start to come up. Next is our Keystone Resistant Giant Peppers. These get to be 38 to 40 inches tall, maturing in about 76 to 80 days. The next up is our Purple Bell. This is a smaller variety with a plant size of 12 to 15 inches, maturity date 65 to 70 days. The next one's a new one. It's called the Red Mercury Pepper. It's a larger one with 24 to 28 inch plant, maturing in 72 to 75 days. Now we've got our Sunbright Yellow Pepper. This one is a 3-inch pepper that with a plant that grows 24 to 28 inches and matures in 75 days. Lastly is our Sweet Banana Peppers. This plant, just like the spicy one, grows 18 to 24 inches and matures in about 72 days. So that is it for our peppers. So we have our 9 variety over here, and we have another 7 here, for a total of 16 types of peppers. Now, to finish off these last 2 sections, we're actually going to move on to our eggplant, and I've got our long purple eggplant and our black beauties we'll be planting. For the eggplants, the first one is the long purple eggplant. It creates a bush of 20 to 30 inches tall, needing spacing about 12 to 18 inches, maturing in 75 days. And that will produce a 30-inch long eggplant. The last variety we're growing is a Black Beauty eggplant. This is a 20 to 30 inch bush needing about 12 to 18 inches of spacing, maturing in 75 days. It is water loving and requires to be picked frequently and produces a 4 to 5 inch fruit. Alright guys, so that's it. I showed you how to use the blocker. It's pretty easy and pretty simple to use, and actually sped things up quite a bit. I'll leave a link for that in our description below. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.